Sean, earlier this week you were saying that it kind of did feel like your story needed to see you win this title on Saturday, but you still had to go in there and beat Aljamain Sterling. You did that. I'm curious now that you have the belt in front of you if it feels like it was meant to be or if it feels a little bit surreal.
Yeah, it definitely feels surreal. Feels like I'm I'm playing a video game and I just got cheat codes and I'm like, all right, I'm going to knock out Aljo on the second Saturday. And it's just like, it's crazy.
You thought it would be the second?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people kept telling me that I have a weird feeling it's going to be in the second. I had that feeling. I don't know if I ever said that out loud, but I was like, I feel like it could be I feel like that fight could have kind of played out how I expected it to. My main goal was to not let him take me down, and I knew if I could keep it on the feet, I would knock him out.
He was in here earlier praising your movement, your side-to-side movement, your ability to spin away from the kick when he would go for it against the cage. Did you kind of feel that if he got through the first round without being able to get you in the clinch or down, the second round he'd come out more aggressive and a bit more frustrated?
Yeah, I thought the longer the fight stayed on the feet, the better chance I had of knocking him out. I knew it would get him frustrated, him not being able to grab me. I thought he was way too confident that he was going to be able to come in and just grab me. I don't know if he's ever sparred someone as good as I am or fought someone as good as I am. I truly believe I'm, a level above most people in the striking department. And I just felt like he was very confident because he had never experienced. It wasn't his fault. He just never experienced someone that fast in front of him.
When you landed the right hand that put him down, did you think, and that's a wrap? Or did you think, okay, hold on, stay composed, get this finished properly?
It's so weird. I just kind of allow myself to be taken over by my higher self, and it's hard to remember certain moments in there because I feel like I'm just flowing. I do remember seeing his eyes roll back like 3 or 4 times, and I was surprised the ref didn't step in. Not that he should have, but I thought he could have. But I was just so tough, man.
You said quite honestly that you'd never had nerves like it, right? Do you think that was just because, oh shit, the title shot is finally here, or was it Aljamain Star? What was it about it that made tonight a nerve-wracking experience?
Dude, I haven't grappled in 6 weeks. I had a muscle strain, and I literally couldn't grapple in 6 weeks. Couldn't MMA spar. I was the main event in Boston. There was no shot I was pulling out, but we haven't grappled in 6 weeks. 6 weeks from today, I hurt I had a muscle strain right under my rib, and I couldn't grapple. And so coming into this fighting Aljo, every time I did interviews and I was saying it's life or death, I cannot get taken down. It was because I didn't know if this would hold up, and it's fucking sore right now. And I don't know if it was from a kick or just from the little bit of scramble or the little bit of grappling we did, but it's definitely like it's not super painful, but I definitely feel it. So dealing with those mental demons coming into this fight, knowing I was injured-ish, like I literally, we didn't grapple one day in the last 6 weeks. Didn't grapple at all fight week, and I kept saying in every interview, it's life or death if he takes me down. And I was kind of referring to that, but I wasn't, going to come out and say I'm injured.
So to know that you went in the cage with the nerves and came out with that belt, you must have a sort of sense of, I can pretty much do anything if I really put my mind to it.
Yeah, crazy sense of relief that it's just like, holy shit, I got through that. I didn't get taken down, and it's like I knew the odds. I knew I was capable of it 100%. I've had really good sparring days before that where I was really good at not getting taken down. So I knew I was capable of it, but I'm like, the odds of me not getting taken down once in 25 minutes aren't very high, especially against such a good grappler. So the fact that it just played out like that is just mind-blowing.
You pretty much called your shot next, right? You want a rematch with Chito Vera later this year?
Yeah, I thought, let's shoot a promo, but we'll see. He just the way he acts, he's so annoying. Just like he's not funny, and he tries to be so ugly. He dresses like an idiot. It's like, God, do I really have to give this guy an opportunity? But I'm like, well, I'll probably just go out there and whoop his ass, make a lot of money, so I could. So, yeah, that could be it. I also wouldn't mind knocking out Gervonta Davis, and I know people are going to go, oh, you want to be Conor. I'm telling you, that fight is going to happen.
Stick to MMA. Should you beat Chito, would you need to do a trilogy, or would you consider that 2-0?
No, it would be 1-0. I feel like we've never even fought. I'm not. When I count my record of 18-0 now, that's not even, that Chito fight is not even on there. That's not even it's nothing. The Sugar State Athletic Commission completely cleared that of everything, and that fight never even happened.
Aljamain Sterling said he wanted to do an immediate rematch. That's his main priority.
Thought he was going up to 45. These weight cuts are too hard.
No, he says he'd like to fight.
Oh. Next question.
And as far as Chito, like obviously you guys have history, but how big do you think that fight can be? Because I mean, it seems that it can set itself up for like a big pay-per-view.
Yeah, this was already what I'm being told is the biggest bantamweight fight in history. This already happened. It was the biggest fight before the fight even happened. I was hearing this, days before the fight that this was projected to be the biggest bantamweight fight of all time. You guys think it was because Aljo was on there? Aljo versus Henry happened a couple months ago. No one said nothing about that. So me versus Cheeto rematch would be fucking massive.
Yeah. How much do you think that belt's gonna help you like boost your profile and stardom? Like, what do you think the ceiling is here?
Oh God. I think billionaire status someday now. I feel like I want to be out there gambling with Dana. This dude's throwing around a couple $250,000 just for shits and giggles.
And back to your comments on Gervonta Davis. Boxing, we're talking about your.
Well, of
serious.
course.
You wanna cross over and box him.
I would love to. He's fucking this tall, dude. I would love to go out there and box him.
You've seen him in person, right? Like you guys have had interactions.
I've never seen him in person.
Oh, okay.
No.
Yeah. How far do you see that happening? Like in the near future?
I mean, I feel like it could happen sooner than later. But I also know, like, okay, UFC is down to get behind stuff like that if it's big enough. I mean, with that performance, we're getting close. But maybe I have to go out there, win a couple more fights, win another belt. I don't know if he's even considered a big enough star for the UFC to let that happen. But it'll happen. And people always, I mean, I said this was going to happen years ago, and I got so much shit saying I was going to be the champ, I'm going to be the next big star, I'm going to be this, I'm going to be that. I got so much hate and shit for it, but look at me now.
Yeah. Lastly, are you getting any tattoos to sort of?
I might get champ on my face somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sean, I'm curious, how did you think the first round went in terms of
I dominated that first round. He didn't touch me. I ran into a door earlier this week. That's why my nose is red. I was water loading because fight week, you get a water load, drink so much water. So I was getting up to pee in the middle of the night. Boom, ran right into a door. So that's why my face is a little bit red. But no, he threw a lot of leg kicks. A lot of them were just shin to shin. So I'm like, they didn't really do much as far as like he shouldn't. I don't know. What do you guys think? My goal is don't take me down in the first round. I'm gonna knock you out.
So the judges all three scored it for him, 10-9.
What did they score the second round?
And I'm sure you're going to get this comparison all the time, but DC even brought up the split screen of your KO next to Connor's KO with Aldo because it was the same cross and lunging in. So are you prepared for even more comparisons with Conor McGregor?
Yeah, I mean, Connor's a high-level striker. I'm a high-level striker. I was even like when I was in the octagon and he was making his walkout, boom. I'm sure people will find the replays of it. I was stepping back, throwing that right hand the exact same way it landed. I say you make one mistake with me and I'm going to find your chin and it could be over. And it was.
And outside of Cheeto, are there any other bantamweights that even interest you in terms of like that, like you see that like that could be a very big fight on like a massive level?
Gervonta.
Sean, over here to your right. You were probably warming up for your fight. Did you see Cheeto's fight tonight? Did you watch any of it?
Hell no. I'm not going to waste my time watching that. No, I was in the back. I looked up about 15 seconds out of the whole fight. I don't really like watching fights before my fight. I looked up to see that he won. I was like, okay, yeah, fuck it. This is perfect. But how was it? Was it entertaining? Was it fun? Was it a Cheeto fight?
Pretty technical. Close.
Boring? Okay.
Also, I guess, there's obviously, since you've come into the UFC, everybody's had an opinion about you. How good is he? When you get in there and you do something like you did tonight, I mean, does that meet your expectations? Do you even sometimes exceed your own expectations?
Yeah, I definitely just exceeded my expectations. Like, to go out there and actually do it like that, it's fucking crazy. But there's still going to be the haters on Twitter. There's still going to be the bantamweights that are, yeah, but before I fought Peter, I was like, this can't beat Peter. It's Peter Yan. You can't beat him. Go out there, outstrike him, beat him. Fighting Aljo. I had I don't know the odds, but I can't bet I wasn't a favorite in this fight going into it. Everyone was counting me out. And then I go out there and do that. I could fight whoever next, and it's going to be like, yeah, but. So this is just how it is.
Sean, just to build off of that, like you said, you were a big underdog. Dana asked the entire room out of 70 people who picked, only one guy over there picked you. Everyone else picked against you.
Is that a Montana fella?
That said, obviously, the experts were against you. the betting odds are against you. What's your response to the people who doubted you?
It makes me laugh. Not because to be honest, if I wasn't me and I was looking at me versus Aljo, I probably would have put money on Aljo too. Like he beat Peter Yan once. He beat T.J. Dillashaw. He beat Henry Cejudo. Dude's on a 9-fight win streak. He was dominating the bantamweight division, the best bantamweight of all time. Defended the belt 3 times, and then I'm coming up. My best win was against Peter Yan in a very, very close fight. I mean, the odds, I would have probably bet against me too if I didn't know me and know the confidence that I possess.
That said, on the flip side, when you look down in the arena, walking on the streets, I mean, it seemed like everybody was walking around with a Sugar Show shirt or some kind of thing supporting you. What do you have to say to these? Like, you have this cult following of people. What do you got to say to those fans?
I know the Bantamweight Championship merch is already going fucking crazy right now. It's crazy that I remember I was at Conor Habib, or no, I was at some fight, and I was sitting in the stands, like pretty high up in T-Mobile, and it was right when I got in the UFC. I think it was after I fought Soccer Mom, and I was like, there's gonna be a time where I literally can't even walk into this arena without security. And now just looking out in being the main event, seeing everyone wearing the Sugar merch is fucking wild.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Sean, so I wanted to go back to when you walked into the octagon because, right, you got to that top step, embraced the crowd, took a lap or two around, and we were literally watching you practice that step back counter right hand. Was that something that you visualized as a fight ender or something that you could really take advantage of?
I mean, punching backwards is a skill not a lot of people possess, and I can punch going backwards, and I knew he was going to be pressuring me, and I know he likes to throw to shoot. He likes to throw for me to counter so we can shoot under. So I knew he was going to be lunging in with shots, and it really wasn't even a bad punch that he threw. It's just I'm that fucking accurate and sniped him. I've been saying it all week. I'm a sniper. I'm going to snipe his chin. I'm going to find it. And there we were. But, yeah, that's definitely a punch I visualized all week.
You talked about the feeling of relief, right? Once the fight was called off, what were the first thoughts through your head, and what were you thinking? What was that feeling like?
Is this real? Am I going to fucking wake up in my hotel bed, be pissed off that this isn't real? Like, is this really fucking happening right now? Did that really just happen the way I pictured it and planned it to happen? Am I in a fucking movie? Then I was like, no, this is real.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Sean, you're right. We talked earlier this week about Helena coming from a smaller town and how it kind of molded you. So when you look back at where that career started, fighting in like hotel conference rooms, some different places, fighting 3 times in a month, to where you are now with that belt, just how can you describe this journey and where you've come from to get to this point?
Yeah, it definitely wasn't an overnight. This has been 12 years. I started kickboxing when I was 16 years old. And then, in Montana, and moved to Phoenix when I was 18, and it's been 2-a-days. Like, I've dedicated my life to this sport. I know you guys see the hair, the beautiful pink Lamborghini, the houses, and all the fun stuff. But I'm working, I'm grinding, I'm in the gym. I'm losing, I'm getting beat every single day, so I can come out here and win. And but being from Montana, it molded me for sure.
Does that grind make this more special? Just knowing that it wasn't an orthodox.
100%. It wouldn't feel like this if I just got lucky. I don't feel like I got lucky. This is skill and hard work.
Just looking at the timeline, a lot of folks in Montana holding watch parties at bars, places like that.
Hell yeah.
What do you say to those folks back home?
I hope they were recording it because I want to fucking watch.
And then just last question for me, just, in that moment with your family and there are big hugs for everybody all around, they all get to celebrate. Just how can you even describe that moment?
Yeah, I'm glad they got, good seats right there and were able to be in the octagon with me after. It's a moment I've been thinking about for a long time, and to see the shock on their face, like, holy shit, he did it. Like, it was really cool to be able to embrace that with them.
Thanks, Sean.
Right
Congratulations.
here, Sean. Congrats, champ.
Thank you.
One question from me. In your humble opinion, are you going to be on SportsCenter Top 10 tomorrow morning?
Da-na, da-na-na. Yes.
Sean over here. Congratulations on the win. So obviously coming from Montana, that's a big fight state. I mean, you got Kai Stewart who won the BKFC championship.
Next question.
Oh,
That kid sucks.
oh, fair enough.
He's in my DMs talking shit. I'm like, what? I don't even know this kid.
But nevertheless, as far as that's concerned, how did the people respond in Montana from your victory?
Yeah, I'm sure they're pumped. I've had probably 20 fights in Montana as an amateur boxing, kickboxing, MMA. I fought literally multiple times a month for a couple of years, and I got a lot of experience and a lot of confidence from those fights.
And how you feel being that next marquee name? Obviously, everyone brought up Conor McGregor and everything like that. You have 3 million followers on Instagram. Obviously, you're a very, very marketable gentleman. But like, how does it feel to be that next poster child for the UFC, that next poster kid, and obviously that next marquee name?
Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. That's what that means. Feels good. I've been telling. You can go watch my interview before the Contender Series, before I was even in the UFC. I said, watch. This is gonna happen. Literally, basically explained how my career is gonna play out in a couple sentences. Here we are.
Congratulations on the
Thank
win.
you.
You're right. What is it about Gervonta Davis in particular that winds you up so much?
He's the. I mean, I don't really follow boxing, but I've heard of Gervonta Davis, and I think he's undefeated. I'm about to pay. I want to have crazy, massive fights. That shit gets me excited. I love that stuff. And there's no stars in the bantamweight division. Gervonta, you could consider him like almost a star, and that's what gets me excited. Me versus Gervonta would be fucking massive. T-Mobile, or here, fuck it.
A lot of the celebrities in the crowd tonight as well. Obviously, you have the Nelk boys, Mike, May, like all these different people. I mean, it seems like the stars are out in force for you as well.
Yeah, I'm good buddies with Mike and the Nelk boys, and they're probably waiting for me to come slam some happy dads right now. Boom. Fuck yeah. Thank you, guys.